second Space Shuttle mission of 2000 marks the first return to the International Space Station since a logistics transfer and outfitting flight in mid-1999. While planned originally as a mission to supply and outfit the station's third component, the service module, the goals of sts101 changed significantly when launch delays for Bethesda forced some station systems toward the limits of their planned service life.
The new sts101 is a mission designed basically to extend the life of the International Space Station that's currently on orbit to make sure that it can await the arrival of the Russian service module later on this year. We do have some degradation in some of the mechanical and electrical systems on board the station that we need to go up and fix, take care of, so that the life of the station is assured for the amount of time required for the next module to come on board.
We crew members with training expertise on the service module were shifted to a later flight during which many of the original mission objectives will be completed. Stepping in on short notice to assist with the new tasks of this mission are three space veterans who've been focusing on training for station operations for more than 2 years. Astronaut Yuri Usachov, commander of the second ISS expedition, and his American ISS crewmate, Lynn Helms and Jim Ross.
We have been actually a lull in our training now while the training facilities catch up with us. And so this was an excellent opportunity for us to take a break from that long training flow and do something a little bit different. It also allows us to go and train on the real thing. When our simulators are not ready for us, we can go train on the actual hardware by going up there and working on board the space station. And this will be the best training we could ever possibly do.
With Usachov's experience of a year on board Russia's Mir space station and the training certification of Helms and Voss, the expedition crew members will head up the top priority job of repair and replacement of components of the station's battery system.
The actual task is disconnecting cable, removing bolts, removing the box, putting the box back in, all that kind of thing. I think the Russians did the hardware really well, and Mary and I didn't have any problems practicing that when we were in Space City. And in fact, Mary has done this over a year pilot time. So we actually have the best possible experience they ever have for helping us do this.
The battery system in the Russian-built Zarya module, launched in November 1998, was designed to provide power for some 8 months until the planned arrival of the service module. It was to have been followed in short order by the first expedition crew, which would then have been on hand to complete any needed maintenance.
It's like one of my years, just once we changed some system, but lately it's the second time we changed it. But it's a problem. It's a problem mostly without movement.
The first step is the rendezvous with and docking to the International Space Station. A series of engine firings will fine-tune Atlantis the First, and the astronauts will employ an array of computerized tools to help them accurately track both the shuttle and ISS.
Being a pilot, I can't describe this without using my hands. Imagine the tip of the space station, we're flying in this direction. We're coming from below and behind, slowly coming up. At about this point, about 3,000 or 4,000 feet below and behind the vehicle, I'll actually move from the front seat to the aft cockpit and look to the overhead windows, and I'll complete the maneuver, the rendezvous manually from there.
First, you will fly Atlantis to intercept an imaginary line from the station to the center of the Earth, which is known as the R-bar.
And he will perform a maneuver to get us going straight at the station up this R-bar, and then basically like a barrel roll around the station. So we'll be out at about 500 feet or so. We'll go around the station, end up over the top of the station at approximately 250 to 300 feet, and then we'll start coming in on top of the station.
Also will inch Atlantis toward the station, closing the final 30 feet at a rate of 1/10 of a foot per second until the two ships make contact. Mission Specialist Mary Ellen Weber will engage the hooks and latches in the docking system to bring the two vehicles together to begin 6 days of docked operations. On the first of those days, Weber will be at the controls of the shuttle's robotic arm, while Boss and Mission Specialist Jet Williams venture out of Atlantis' airlock. The initial task involves an American cargo crane, which was installed during STS-96
to the service module and jeopardize their operation. So that has become our highest priority to go and reset that or secure this crane. So we'll do that first.
Your second task, complete the installation of a roped cargo crane on one of the station's pressurized meeting detectors.
Piece of it is already up there. We'll bring up the boom itself and extension to the boom. We'll assemble pieces of it in the payload bay of the space shuttle, and then we will move it up to the space station, assemble it there, and then we'll move the entire thing over to a new location where it's kind of out of the way for future construction that's going to happen. We will also replace the port early communication bay too, the port side of the unity. And install some handrails and some cables for subsequent mission.
And as was the case on the last station assembly mission, the station itself will block any direct view out the window of the spacewalk activity.
And so we're having to do these robotic operations relying on cameras at the far end of the payload bay, computer virtual reality displays that show where the arms should be with respect to different pieces of equipment. And it has the whole idea that you can do these robotic operations without being able to directly view your work site and be able to view the different joints of the arm and to view the different pieces of equipment that we need to avoid. It is extremely challenging.
The day after the spacewalk, the 7 space travelers will enter the International Space Station, and Helms and Usachov are to complete the replacement of one battery block and components of the second during the first few hours inside Zarya. Over the subsequent several days, the crew members will replace additional battery components, fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, and fans, as well as components of a command processing system and the early communication system, plus install packing enclosures and transfer a ton of supplies onto the station for use by the expedition crew.
I know that the delivery crews are home with containers and still benefit the rest of the American crews is more than that. And really would like to make sure I understand the stuff you input because I'm going to need to find it later.
So the whole bottom line is to leave, because we can leave the station in a configuration where it's ready to accept the service module and be ready for STS-106, then we'll pass the successful mission.
A success in a long line of flights to construct the station, which could lead to mankind marching away from planet Earth.
Locally, people make endowment demands about looking back at us and imagining what life could have been like at the time we were first exploring space. The internal fortune of the mission is also a part of it. That is absolutely critical.